Yeah, wait. Yes. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Reserve Menin. Yes, family. One perfect balance. Yeah, we're just peeping this message I got came through here with the what looks like an officer and some females struggling in the street. I don't even know what's going on here. This is Barbados. It looks like Barbados. There's a G4 security van here, but I mean, there's just so much going on. I mean, every time you look around. Anyhow, family, welcome to another magnificent Monday of Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct. And if we're not correct, feel free to inbox us, message us, and let us know what time it is. Ignorance of our ignorance. I don't know. Where are we, family? The paradox of our circumstances has gotten beyond control. It has reached a point where now it's like, who's steering the ship? It's like anything goes. Everybody got something to say. And the funny thing is, you would think that people that should know better do better. Instead, you finding that there's some kind of back and forth. And well, I gonna step out there tonight. I may not call names, but y'all know what time it is, man. So much going on. So much going on. You got this situation with the schools still happening, the children. And the great news, there's supposed to be, I got a flyer today somewhere. There's supposed to be a walk this week. Looking forward to that. Protests. I don't even know if I would use the word protest. I think we're way beyond protesting. We've been protesting for quite some time. At this point, man, it's acknowledging that there has been a declaration of war and we are pushing against it. We're pushing back. We're pushing this thing forward, family. And that's it. Bottom line. So, choose ye this day whom thou wilt serve. As to me and my house, Haile Selassie first is the Almighty. You got to make your decision. I'm here looking for something in particular. I'm not seeing it. I had some notes here. But anyhow, it'll surface. I want to play a joint off the top. Go tell a friend to tell a friend. Politically Incorrect tonight. We're going to open up the lines a bit as well and see if we get some ideas and some thoughts for some individuals. Yes. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let me go and just do this real quick. Just real quick. I need to do this part right here. Right here. Bam. Yeah. Got it. All right. All right. There you go. So that's what's up. If I click this, what's going to happen? Let's do it like that because I'm not sure if I push that button, what might happen. I'm doing a live. Anyhow, family, go tell a friend to tell a friend. Politically Incorrect up and running. Maria, I see you. Jackie, I see you. Andre, you know how it go. Alfred, give thanks. Shout out to the ZR drivers, though. All these ZR drivers, especially ones that be stopped me and shouting me. I give thanks. Y'all know who you are. We ain't got to call numbers. Y'all know who you are. Let them flags fly, family. Let them fly, man. Give thanks and praise for the support, as always. And for everybody else, thanks a million again for the inbox messages, the phone calls I receiving. I give thanks. I give thanks. I give thanks. We in this together, family. Always, always. I had a tune here one drop, though, for sure. It's a message in the tune, man. This here right here. Sister right here. Let me go and pull this up on YouTube. Put this in the inbox for those who want to check it out later on, the fullness, because, to avoid the little breaking up, I got to chop it up. I got to play a little different, man. But this tune right here, family. This tune right here, family. Special request, man. Special request. 22nd, family. 22nd.
It could teach a boy touching on my nephew, stirring up the dragon in my head.
Yes.
Feeling like a boy might have full our ears or at least get a page from the dread. Tired of the perverts loose in the classroom.
Tired of the perverts, man.
Shut up innocent.
Tired of those who mentally sick, man.
Till with the demon, sure say I know.
Pushing an agenda.
For stick a head on offense. Sisters unafraid to make an example of a guy or a woman for that matter, whatever.
Big tune, big tune, big tune.
The future is dependent on the youth where we are built. This is warfare. This is not a drill.
This is warfare, not a drill.
We feel folly full and want to fraternize. Any undercover freak better know to keep them eyes up. Judgment on a beast who trying to get a rise up. Watching or touching or assaulting or
Teach the children, teach the children.
if it bring a permanent curse, and I see me an instrument of cruelty and destruction.
Yes.
With a wicked intention for the young one. It is the mightiest of love with which I interface. Love by any means necessary where it concerns this case. We are not afraid to make an example of a guy or a woman for that matter who would ever dare to try.
Who would ever dare to try?
Dependent on the youth.
Make an example.
This is warfare.
This is warfare.
Not a drill.
This is not a drill, family.
To make
This is warfare,
of a guy or
not a drill.
that matter who would
St. Corfu University.
see through the future is
St. Corfu University.
where we are built. This
Coming to a block near you soon.
warfare. This is war.
Thing is a joke, right?
This is warfare.
Thing is a joke, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Up ye mighty people.
Home school.
Homeschool. Rastafari.
Village.
Teach the youths the truth, man.
Council.
Teach the youths the truth.
A circle.
The education system is a joke. Education is too important to be making that kind of sport.
The true the future is dependent on the youth where we are built. This is warfare.
This is not a drill.
Yes, we are unafraid.
Unafraid, family. Unafraid. Feel the energy, family.
Lioness order.
Lioness order. Sure.
Cause this is warfare.
This is not a drill. This is warfare, family. This is not a drill. Unafraid. Check that tune out this Jan 9. Jan 9, family. Unafraid. This is warfare. This is not a drill. I don't know if y'all getting it yet, man. This is warfare. This is not a drill. Not a drill. Sure. This is warfare. This is not a drill. Man, I don't even know what else to tell y'all, man. Like, tonight gonna be one of them nights, so I can tell you right now. Tell a friend and tell a friend, you know. As a matter of fact, go share this thing. They say you can't tell people to share on Facebook. It's against Facebook rules and regulations. So I telling you, let's go tell a friend. I tell you share it. Just tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. I got some clips I want to play tonight. So tonight gonna be a different kind of night. Let me just go ahead and drop this real quick. The banner right here. Wait, hold up. Let me create that real quick. Put that in there. Put that there. Wait. Damn. All right, wait, hold on. I gotta delete that. Can't put that information up there yet. Let me do this differently. Let me snatch this right here. Right. And let's put that right here. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Y'all already know the numbers, right? Right? Y'all already know, right? So let's get that right there. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, that looks about right. That's correct. Got it. All right. All right. So drop that right there. Tell a friend and tell a friend. The telephone number y'all know already is 838-8253. Y'all already know. I want to play some stuff real quick here though, and to set this thing off right. Some stuff came up recently that I became aware of, and I don't know if I should start with that first or the other one first. Maybe I should just do this one first because get this out the way. But a lot of stuff is going on around the world. Right now, there's a video that's trending a lot with a young lady in Dubai, I think somewhere in Saudi Arabia somewhere. You know, she left her home in Kenya looking for some, you know, the better life in some other country, man. And what she ended up doing in the video based on what I saw, man, is not cool. Not cool. The way they treating our people. I mean, we could debate the whole world going through stuff, but there's one group of people specifically who has been marginalized for a very long time. I mean, segregated, subjugated, abused, raped, murdered. I mean, whatever you name it, you name it. I mean, in alarming quantities and numbers, but you don't find people speaking that truth too often. We see people go all over the world and talk pretty talk. Sounds good from an international standpoint. But, they neglect to do one thing, which is to identify the issues in their own backyard, right? I find the irony is amazing, man. So amazing. It's just so amazing to me. So amazing. The paradox of trying to overcome your own ignorance. It's such a conundrum, family. But I want to play something real quick. The thing is only right. Let me just put this up here first. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play that one first. Let me pause it first. I don't want it to start yet. And I'm not playing the whole thing, but I'll play enough of it that you can get where I'm coming from tonight. All Prime Servant. Y'all may remember this video too, because this was trending. This was a big thing at one point in time. Let me just go ahead and play this real quick. We ought to listen carefully to this, especially those of us, I should say, that live in Barbados. Y'all remember this the speech the world needs to hear. Well, let's look at it again. Let's look at it again. Let me go ahead and play this. Wait, hold on.
World believe.
I'm gonna pull this from the top, family. We all listen to this very carefully. Very carefully. Just pay attention for me really quick.
Do some leaders in this world believe that they can survive and thrive on their own? Have they not learned from the pandemic? Can there be peace and prosperity if 1/3 of the world literally prospers and the other 2/3 of the world live under siege and face calamitous threats to our well-being? What the world needs now, my friends, is that which is within the ambit of less than 200 persons who are willing and prepared to lead. Leaders must not fail those who elect them to lead. And I say to you, there is a sword that can cut down this Gordian knot, and it has been wielded before. The central banks of the wealthiest countries engaged in $25 trillion of quantitative easing in the last 13 years. 25 trillion. Of that, 9 trillion was in the last 18 months to fight the pandemic. Had we used that 25 trillion to purchase bonds, to finance the energy transition, or the transition of how we eat, or how we move ourselves in transport, we would now today be reaching that 1.5 degrees limit that is so vital to us. I say to you today in Glasgow that an annual increase in the SDRs of $500 billion a year for 20 years, put in a trust to finance the transition, is the real gap, Secretary General, that we need to close, not the 50 billion being proposed for adaptation. And if 500 billion sounds big to you, guess what? It is just 2% of the 25 trillion.
Just 2% of the 25 trillion. Sounds like big money, right? Big money. Big pimping. That's what it is. Because all that sounds good, right? You see the 2/3 of the world. Hold on, man. Let me play that part again, man, in case y'all missed it. Let me play that again. Let me pull that one again. Check this out. Listen carefully.
Do some leaders in this world believe that they can survive and thrive on their own? Have they not learned from the pandemic? Can there be peace and prosperity if 1/3 of the world literally prospers and the other 2/3 of the world live under siege and face calamitous threats to our well-being?
Calamitous threats to our well-being. You see the calamitous threats they concerned about, the global warming? Well, here's a news flash. The world been warming up. It's going to keep warming. That's just the cycle it goes through. There's nothing you can do to stop that. Just prepare accordingly. That's just, and the ice been melting. Remember the ice age? and the ice started melting and land, and it's been melting. It never stopped. Anyhow, and there was no global warming after the ice age. It's just a cycle. It does that. Anyhow, that's not my point. The point I want to make is this 1/3 benefiting and the 2/3 suffering. Right here in Barbados, family, whether it is the prices at the supermarket, whether it's the prices at the pump, whether it's home home repair items, material for construction, home repairs. I'm sorry, and food from the so-called, I don't even call it a gas station. That was always high, but good gosh, you see the prices recently. It is frightening. But there's a portion of this community, this society, that is benefiting from all this fallout. I mean, benefiting in leaps and bounds, man. I mean, since the whole COVID thing, if you want to use that as an example, between who's supplying the sanitizer, sorry. Speaking of sanitation, they walked off the job today. That was funny. That was funny. You know, I keep telling y'all, you ought to take care of certain people here, nurses, sanitation, and teachers, but y'all ain't listening. They shut the country down in one. But you got to check all these items, these scanners, the tests, the COVID tests, you know, the suits, the glove, all the face mask, all this stuff. Somebody's providing it still, and somebody's benefiting from the sale of all these items that are still in play, that have been in play for quite a while. But we ain't having that conversation. We ain't having that conversation. The point I want to make is that there's a small margin in this society that is making everything happen in a large group that's barely holding on. And we expect it to hold on for all their life while you go abroad and have these fancy talks and impress these audience, not knowing that everything you're speaking of applies to you as the prime servant. You know, I think it's about time that you come on Politically Incorrect and let's have a conversation. I mean, just a conversation. Nobody's bringing you on here to whatever. So I hope your assistant that's watching, if she is watching tonight or watching it tomorrow, whenever she does watch it, though, tell her we want to have her on Politically Incorrect. And let's have a conversation with the people of Barbados and the wider Caribbean and the region and the internationally, for that matter. Just a conversation. Let's discuss some things and see if we could come to some ideas. Now, if she goes to the town hall meetings and y'all talk and she tells people, take my number and let me get this thing resolved. We are inviting you to Politically Incorrect, Madam Prime Servant. And I don't want to sound politically correct. That'd be a bit hypocritical. But I know you don't feel no way about that because after all, you are a servant and you're fine with that. Come on board and let's have a conversation. You know, I'm sure the people in Barbados would love to see you on Politically Incorrect, seeing as how you're everywhere else. You know, you got to dance a yard before you dance abroad. I'm just saying, if Larry King was alive, you might be on there next. So why not come on Politically Incorrect? Let's have a conversation. You know, you're invited. Just have your people call my people and we go from there. Yeah, that would be nice. But I'm saying that I don't know if you're paying attention, man. I know you're busy and everything. People here are going through it. There's a lot of speculation about the whole survey thing that you would have been a party to from the IDB and the Ministry of Education. That's your people. You know, there's just no way you can possibly have known that. But, you know, that will come out in the rents, I'm sure. At least not the rents. When they close dry on the line, what's supposed to blow out will blow out, or the lint necessarily. But this idea about world leaders thinking that they can go on like this, and I think it applies to you too, especially seeing as how the season of festivals is coming up, which is known as the Christmas. And a lot of people tend to want to do things for their children, want to do things for their household. And it just ain't possible, you know, because things right now are even, I mean, everywhere you go, these sanitation people decide that they down in tools today, like they fed up. I mean, again, it's unfortunate because the country as a whole is being held to ransom. Get it? So when these agencies down tools and what they call strike, the government don't feel it direct. They get the indirect pressure, but the people is who feel it first. So the government could hem and hoy while the garbage pile up. And the rats right now is already infested all over the island. And once them cans open up, the rats got food. They're going to breed like crazy. And more rats in the place. And so what I'm saying is that give the people what they deserve. Just give the sanitation what they deserve. They work the hardest. They're exposed to dangers, past, present, and future. with or without the COVID, but COVID makes it even worse, obviously. Just give them what they deserve. They should never, like the nurses, have to beg for anything. Teachers shouldn't have to beg for anything. Those are those three professions right there that should be taken so serious that, I mean, we should be going out our way to make sure all our teachers have adequate training, and they're given the utensils and utilities they need to educate the future generations and the future leaders of this nation and perhaps regional or international, because we're creating leaders, not servants. Although we serve and become leaders through serving. Here's the reality, though. The nurses, nurses are so scarce. We got to bring in 200. You know, with 200 nurses, man. You know, it's a shortage of 200 nurses. It means somebody ain't gonna get better. Somebody allowed to make a mistake, get the wrong meds because they're tired, they're fatigued. I see how you're looking at me. But that's the reality. You gotta do better, man. You gotta do better. And I'm saying you got to do better. I'm not asking you. You got to do better. Or you could step aside too. Whatever big plans you got, just go ahead and get to them. And we gonna just fix this issue ourselves as a people. Barbados is a resilient nation. There has always been a resilient nation. This is not a political thing, BLP, DLP. This is a Barbados thing. Barbadians, or what you're going to call Barbadians, Bajans, whatever you want to call yourself. We are a resilient people. And that's where we at today. Full stop. A lot of things got to be done. Sanitation, give those gentlemen and women what they deserve. No questions asked. This better not be an issue come tomorrow, man. I mean, for real. For real. Anyhow, putting that one aside, these leaders, a small group benefiting and the rest of the people struggling, and y'all sit down and sip your tea with your pinky out and think it's all good. Them days are gone, man. Like I told that officer, man, them days done. You can forget that. I don't know who you living in an illusion. An illusion. Barbados. Real crazy, right? Anyhow, so I wanted to drop that in there really quick and then kind of springboard from there into the fact that the lady known to most people as Sandy Field Kelman was saying that she has some students who had gone through this survey thing. That's on the lips of everybody right now, this survey. I heard they had a situation on Saturday. There was some march. Then it turned into a data collection thing. I don't know what it was really. I got information late on it. But I'm saying that to say this, man. They're going to come from all angles of why you can't sue the government, why you can't sue the ministry. You got to prove the children suffer damages, this, that, and 34th. I mean, I think she made a valid point in her article in Barbados Today. By the way, shout out to Barbados Today. Matter of fact, let me go share this because I'm sure most of y'all would have seen this, but let me still share it for those who didn't see it. I'll put the link up in the comments. Let me just go and put this here. Let me just put this link here. Put this right here. All right, share that. I see you, Jacqueline. Natasha, I see you too. Regina, greetings, family. I see my crowd today. Shout out to the whole Caribbean, man, and my GT family. Got to shout out Guyana especially for sure. Oh gosh, bye. Banner. Yeah. So this sister right here, Sandy Field Kelman, she said that, you know, she has students, and there was something. Okay, I have a few. I want to say that I teach privately, and I have 4 students who did the test who are traumatized. Remember, all children are not from homes that have the wherewithal and the know-how and the understanding of the empathy to work with these with their children. And that's a fact. Not every household got parents and individuals who can, you know, work things through. I mean, I know a few homes myself where children are left to grow and groom themselves. There's no parent at home, at least not within the time frame that, you know, there's nobody there, and they left to find kind of fend for themselves. So it's already an abusive situation in more ways than one, and we make it worse by putting on this extra pressure. And we got a lot of folks who don't have a problem with it. We even have this young guy, supposed to be young leader, young senator. I don't even know what his name is properly. I ain't gonna even try to pronounce it. I love the fact that youth want to get involved in politics. What I do not like, however, is youths who seem to be, how should I put it, politically convinced that a particular party knows what's best, as opposed to assessing the situation and discovering what's best from an apolitical perspective. You see, you don't want to get in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say this to the young man directly. I can clearly see you don't want to get in politics. You want to get in the BLP, obviously. Because to get into politics, to be truthfully a leader, if you really talking about a youth leader, you want to lead the youths. The youths aren't political. The youths of this nation don't have a preference one or the other unless they grew up in a household who has a bias, which is funny because I think your father is also part of the BLP regime. So it kind of makes sense, your influence. But here's the thing, though, young blood. And if your father didn't tell you this, you know, he's that way for whatever reason, he's that way. But you, if you're the future leader of this nation, which based on how you're behaving right now, I highly doubt it. Here's my suggestion to you. If you want to be effective in leading, the best solution to any problem is doing what's best for everybody in the problem. When you align yourself with a particular side, you've aligned yourself with a particular side. And in so doing, you have just marginalized and cornered your own self. This is chess, not checkers, homie. The rules of engagement, learn them. Nobody play you for no fool, man. If they play you for a fool, I suggest you snap out of it and, you know, act right, man. Real thing. But there's no way that anybody could agree that all these children should take this particular test, survey, whatever they want to call it, especially knowing that it had a different reason, or there's a different reason or hidden agenda as to why it was done in the first place. So unless you're a party to that information and you're involved in that scheme of things, then there's no way a person with limited information should agree with it unless you know more than what we do. But nevertheless, it's a human rights violation at the end of the day. You could speak to that one too, by the way. We're not determining whether it was right or wrong. The fact that it was a violation of their human rights is what we're going to deal with first and foremost. We could get into the legality of the test questioning whether all children should have been asked those questions or not after the fact. Yes, it was invasive, but the fact is they violated their rights, and we're going to approach it from that perspective off the top. But go check this sister article out. She dropped some valid points. I thought it was quite interesting as well. And to see that Barbados is not keeping quiet about this. Like I said, man, I love my people. Love when a good. I don't love when a bad. Love when a good. Shalom, Phil, I see you. Travis, I see you too. That's what's going on, family. You know what I mean? That's the whole idea, man. I mean, this whole LGBTEFG group, and nobody got no problem with anybody who going through their own identity issue. That is not a problem. You know. But as you trying to push that on people, I mean, I ain't even touching that for real. Like, we get that way too much energy for real, man. Because if folks was to be getting on some, I against it, and we gonna put pressure, and they'll say you the worst. You're the worst. We come trying to rave with Olive Branch, amicably trying to discuss stuff. And y'all taking a 6 for a 9, man. This is not a drill. This is warfare. This is not a drill, family. Wake up and check what's going on. I want to share something else really quick as well tonight. That's equally, or I mean, really disturbing on many levels. And no one is quiet about it except a few yard fouls. So Nia, we're getting on, family. Man, look, don't that yard fouls, man. Everybody has a role to play, and that's the thing. Everybody has a role to play, and if that's their role to play, that let us, fulfill our divine orders and do what we came here to do. Because at the end of the day, the children going through it. That's the bottom line. You can't send your children to Rome and don't expect Roman to try to shape them into Romans. I'm gonna say that again. You can't send your children to Rome and not expect Rome to shape them into Romans. So that's just the reality. There's a lot of things we need to have established that should have been established, that not established, and we can't sit down debating these things. We got work to do, family. So support the walk that's happening up this weekend. I think the 22nd, is it? From Kensington to Independence. Support it 100%. But in addition to walking, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Teachers, for example, This is where I'm going to draw a little skinny line right now. There are several, well, to my knowledge, what I was told is that there were 5 schools and teachers were not even allowed to enter these rooms. Now, the teachers for the first formers, all these first former teachers, me personally speaking with the union, y'all was supposed to, well, let me not say what y'all supposed to do. What I would have done would have rallied these teachers and perhaps others. Listen, man, stop everything. You let these individuals, whoever they are, because you still haven't mentioned who this consultant group is, although there's speculations, and although I said I was going to reveal some stuff, I got some contradictory information. Well, not really contradictory. I don't want to say it's that group and it's not that group, but there's some letters involved in the grouping. And I put it like that for a reason. So why don't y'all just name the consultant group that went into our schools and administered this test/survey covertly with no problem? Why don't y'all mention who that group is? Teachers weren't even allowed to be amongst their students for that comfort, not a familiar face, at least not feeling, Teachers were supposed to defend their students and also down pencils like the sanitation workers. Y'all cannot come into my institution being governed by my principal. The principal and teachers were supposed to do that as an act of solidarity. Come out and say defending the children. I down in pencils and paper. I ain't want to hear nothing about no tests, nothing about no exam until some resolution is put on the table that is amicable to restoring order and discipline to this institution that y'all gravely violate. Not just the students, the teachers, principals is a big question mark, but that can always be addressed down the line. But it want a bush bath. The whole thing want bush bath. It want a clear bush bath. It ain't a good, something ain't right. And to pick up the following day and the following weeks and continue on as business as usual sends the wrong message. Teachers, I'm telling you, man, it's still ain't too late. Ain't too late. Down pencils, man, because if you feel a way about it, down pencils, what are they going to do to you? Think about it. Imagine you down pencils and you refuse to come to school because you stand with solidarity with the students and the parents who feel that way. And they do something to you. Come on. Barbados is at the brink, family. It is at the brink. I know that they've gone directly at the children blatantly. This is the Achilles heel. I'm telling you, this is where now one or two things. Either they did this on purpose to promote organized chaos, which is very possible, or they did it thinking that they could do it with impunity as they've done everything else and get away with it. But what they will not do is force us to stand down and watch this go by and not say a word. This will not be swept under the rug, and this will be televised. Know that. Know that, family. Without question, man. This one ain't going away. So, if you think that's the case,
do some leaders in this world believe?
Think again. Think again. And having said that, I want to do a little commercial break real quick. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can get it done. Doing a little, doing a commercial, man. Doing a commercial. Let me see if I can get it down pat. Wait a minute. Do I got it down pat? Wait. Pause it here. Yeah, I'll pause it. All right, click that. All right, doing a commercial break real quick. So let me just jump right to it so that we could be clear on it. So how we do this commercial break right now? Yeah, we're going to commercial right back. Yes. Our first official commercial break right now. I want to play this ad real quick. Pay attention, family.
The Protest March, this Saturday, October 22nd, 2022, entitled, Watch Out, My Children. We as Barbadians must say no to comprehensive sexuality education, and we must demand justice for the children of Barbados. This march will be starting from Kensington Oval at 9:30 a.m. and the march will be ended in Independence Square. Call 236-7000 for more information.
I tell you this, watch out my children, watch out my children.
Yes, family. Yes, yes, yes. There you have it. There you have it. There you have it. Up again, up again. Yes. So you got it coming up 22nd, and you could get a t-shirt. I think you could actually purchase one by calling the number on the screen. If I'm not mistaken, 236-7000. If that's what I saw. I think that's what I saw. If I'm not correct, somebody correct me. Hope I didn't get the number wrong, family. 236-7000. Which ironically 6 and 3 is 9 and 2 is 11. So it's not 7-11, it's 11-7. Quite interesting. Technical glitch there, but we up and running. Yeah, I think that was the number though. Sarah Shorty. Back in the pandemic, Mr. Denny tried to brainwash the children through the use of the computer should not be overlooked. New World Order agenda. Man, they have all the agendas, right, family? But we have ours too. And it is, we're going to protect our own, take care of our children, take care of our elderly, start getting back on our healthy diets and start taking charge. There's a window right now, family. There's a window right now, and we got to take advantage of that window and restore order to our communities, our villages, and ourselves, our island, and let's grow from there. Can't sit back and hope that they get it right. You see what they're doing, and they keep telling you what they're doing. And if you don't believe me in terms of what they're doing, check this video out. This is the other video I want to play tonight. And I wasn't sure if I should put it up like that, but I'm going to put it up anyway. And it's a message, family. Pay attention to this message, family. This is some serious business. We go all the way across the Caribbean right now to our brothers and sisters in Haiti. Check what's happening, family.
A cholera outbreak can now be added to the list of Haiti's woes as the population continues to grapple with multiple simultaneous crises in a vortex that has leadership crying out for international security assistance. The last cholera outbreak in Haiti occurred in 2010, stemming from a camp of UN peacekeepers whose poor sanitary practices resulted in the contamination of the upper reaches of the Artibonite River with Vibrio cholerae, the bacteria which causes the deadly disease. The waterborne disease spread quickly among the many who used that river for washing, bathing, and drinking, killing at least 10,000 people in the formerly cholera-free country, with as many as 800,000 cases reported at the time. Even after an expert panel concluded that the camp was the likeliest source of the outbreak, the United Nations spent 5 years denying that their peacekeepers were responsible until finally obliquely admitting to the sequence of events while continuing to refuse legal responsibility. Survivors of the outbreak have reported poor health for years afterwards, with bouts of cramping and other gastrointestinal distress even after they had ostensibly recovered. Now, amidst political and economic turmoil compounded by severe weather in the forms of hurricanes and earthquakes, reeling from the assassination of their president last year and the aftermath of that destabilizing event, cholera is back, and the new outbreak is placing incredible strain on a nation some might say is already at the breaking point. International humanitarian group Médecins Sans Frontières reported the deadly infection had already claimed the lives of 8, with over 60 recorded cases, mostly in children. Last week, the same organization widely hailed as introducing cholera to Haiti, the United Nations, announced plans to mount an emergency response to the newest outbreak, intended to create awareness in the public of how families can administer home treatments that will help save lives and curb the spread of the disease. A cholera outbreak can now be added to the list of Haiti's woes as the
See that, family? Haiti don't get a break at all. At all. The reason I'm showing that clip is to show you, right? We got these Caribbean leaders, right? Now check this out carefully. We got all these Caribbean leaders, the CARICOM and all the other brand names and stuff they got. They sit right here and they turn their backs on Haiti as if it doesn't exist. They turn their backs as if that place is somewhere on the other side of the world, which is funny because our prime servant stayed talking about Russia. You need to stop the war and Ukraine and Putin this and Putin that. And Haiti is right there. Right next door. And you don't hear a word out of these leaders at all saying anything about, let me see how we could rally some stuff and make some stuff happen for our brothers and sisters in the first republic in the region. First republic in the region. Fought colonial so-called powers and defeated it. One, beat back the French, one of the most vicious colonial experiences any African can experience. And what we did, we turned our backs, all Caribbean leaders, these Caribbean presidents and prime servants. And what they do, their hands tied behind their back. We understand. But then if you can't do it, step aside, let somebody else do it. You don't even hear them talking about humanitarian aid for Haiti. Like, what we going to do? There's no conversation. You ain't hearing none of them talk about it. They all up in America with Congress talking about digital IDs, $10 million in digital IDs. When Haitians right there struggling. And the UN got their campers, their peacekeepers, defecating and urinating in the people's water and spreading cholera. But y'all don't hear me though. Russia what? You got the nerve to talk about Russia? Why you don't address the issue with Haiti? Come on the platform, Miss Montley. Let me have a conversation. They say you got the gift for gab. They say you got a gift for gab, which is funny because they said they got the same thing. I thought that was funny. I don't know if that's true though. I don't got no gab, man. I just speak from my heart, man, and that's it. Why you addressing the issue with Haiti? Why you talking about Russia and Ukraine? And I ain't saying you shouldn't talk about them, but them is white folks fighting white folks. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Personally speaking, especially seeing as how we got our own issues right here. They gonna work that out. They always work that out. They cousins. That's a family feud. We ain't got no business in that. None. But Haiti though, IT right there though. What's up with that, man? Like, what's going on? Are we going to address this issue? That's going to sit back and watch the place, fall apart? Am I my brother's keeper? Not when it comes to politics. I don't know, man, family. Like, for real. There's no benefit from them in helping or even recognizing Haiti, so they won't never touch it. But I guess it's a benefit in recognizing Russia. You think Putin cares about the prime servant of Barbados? You for real? I wish I had Putin number. I'd get Putin on platform quick and one. Matter of fact, let me see if I can reach out to Putin. Put that in the universe, man. Yo, Putin, give me a call, man. If somebody on here from Russia, man, let Putin know to give me a call, man. Tell Putin to holler at me, man. Let me see what's going on. Ask him. You know who Mia Motley is? I do not know yet. I will look into it for you. Got you covered, man. Ethiopia forever. Haile Selassie the first. Putin getting say Rastafari. Haile Selassie. Seriously though, family. I don't know, man. We gotta rescue ourselves from this situation. Even if there's a Christ coming, let your Christ come and find us working. Speaking of Christ, let me touch it before I go. There's a lot of talk about these so-called 4 shamans or witches or warlords or whatever term y'all using to describe these individuals. Let me say this once and for all. As Rastafari, I can't speak for the church, but I'll speak to the church, and I'll say this. The warlord is called a magi. What we call the warlords, the magi, the magician or the magi, and then the woman we call then what they call it the sorcerer or what they call the witch in terms of what y'all are using these Eurocentric terms. But nevertheless, the magi's. The funny thing is the church is quick to condemn these individuals that practice African spirituality, but like religion is what you do with it, because it was the church that enslaved the Africans here in the Western world and had no problem with doing the things they did after they would preach on Sunday morning and the atrocities they did from Sunday afternoon to the following Sunday morning. It was, it was all according to God's plan. according to the church. So the church is not really in a position to speak about evil, because the truth is, God say, I'm the Lord thy God, I create good, I create evil, I create them both. So African spirituality was supposed to be evil because we were told it was evil. But the truth is, you could do evil with anything you choose to do evil with. It's a tool. The spirituality is a tool. What you do with it makes a difference. Now, I'm not here to debate whether or not people came in here to do sacrifices or whatever nonsense, because the truth and the fact is, at the end of the day, we sit on our high horses on a Sunday or a Sabbath, whatever. We play church. We talk about this heaven and thing and our loyalty to God and whatnot. And we see our brothers and sisters struggling, and we don't really lift a finger to say nothing and do nothing. Right now, the situation with I even go back to the whole, man, we even do the COVID thing or the vaccine thing. I don't even touch all that. But there are people who say they're Christians that do the studies of the word of God, that study Isaiah, Ezekiel, study the book of Jeremiah, the book of Revelation, and understand the prophecies that were foretold and the instructions that were given to man to deal with certain things. You don't see them, though. You don't see them on the battlefield. Not that they're not out there working, not that they have to be seen. My point is, I know some folks who put in their work, but at this stage in the game, family, it should be clear where you stand. The writing is on the wall. You either going to bow or you're going to stand. So the question is, where do you stand? We fight in African spirituality as if we know something about African spirituality, or because somebody told you about African spirituality, you think you know African spirituality, which is funny, because as a Christian, what you should know is that the Magi's are what the Bible calls the wise men. And these wise men saw the star in the heavens. Yes, the star spoke to them. Yes, and the stars do tell you stuff. And they knew how to read the stars because they knew the star was going to show them. And they came bringing gifts according to the Bible story. And I have to put that clause in there for obvious reasons. These Magi's, these sorcerers, these warlords, they came to pay homage to the Messiah, the Christ, who is the highest Magi, according to the order that they follow. He's a spirit man in the flesh. So I don't see what the issue is, because unless you know why they're here, which you might know why they're here, you should be focusing on your own spirituality and you making sure that you're grounded and that your house is in order and that you in order. Don't worry about what they're doing. Worry about why you worry about what they're doing. Because if your prayer, what was it? The prayers of the affectionate, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. You shouldn't be worried about what the enemy dealing with. You should be on your knees. You should be in your altar chanting your prayers to the Most High, whoever that may be for you, confident and secure that all is well. But then again, if you ain't sure, the truth is, the best thing for you to do, right, is stay out of grown folks' business. Real thing. Because if you don't know what's going on, I'm telling you, we wrestle not against, man, somebody get it in, man. I feel like I would preach now. Yeah. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. But if you're not wrestling against flesh and blood, and you wrestle against principalities and powers, spiritual wickedness in high and low places, you can't beat that without practicing spiritual godliness in high and low places. And if you're in tune for that kind of battle, step out the way. I'm telling you, man. Nobody trick you to jump in the firing range and talk stuff you don't know nothing about. Nothing about. The same Haiti that they refused to touch, that won the victory over the colony and the colonial wickedness, was practicing African spirituality. They didn't practice Christianity. Christianity did not give them the victory over France. It was African spirituality that gave them the victory over France. And despite they gave them the victory, the rest of the colony preferred to keep you and your people enslaved all that time, rather than practice the same spirituality and gain the freedom and redemption the prophecy talked about. Where are the 12 tribes of Israel? Where did they go? Where are they now? The Bible talks about it in Deuteronomy 28. And you look at Haiti, and you have something to say about the spirituality, the divine order, the Israelites that practicing the faith, not the Jewish nonsense. Anyhow, Let me stop. Because I ain't know this thing going this far at all. Honor your fathers and your mothers. Is that not in the Bible? It did say father. It said honor your fathers and your mothers. Well, the fathers and mothers is ancestral because all my fathers are not here right now. All my mothers are not here right now, but yet they are here right now. So I have to honor them in the spirit because they're not here in the flesh. But if I say that I'm practicing witchcraft, is that not a noun? It's a question. Which craft are you practicing? It's a question. Witchcraft. Because it's all craft. That's the guy with the compass and the square. Is it not a craft? So the question is not Christianity also a craft? I mean, that's the Catholic order. Why you think the guy lived like that? Kiss the ring. Is it not a craft? That's the Anglican Church that became a chapter of the Catholic order. Is it not a craft? That's the Protestant that became a chapter of the order. Is it not a craft? That's the Moravians, who is a chapter of the order. Is it not a craft? That's the Seventh-day Adventists, who is a chapter of the order. Is it not a craft? Charles Taze Russell, go Google his grave. His grave is a pyramid with a cross and a crown. Knights Templar. Is it not a chapter? Man, don't even start me, man. I ain't even going on that road. My point I want to make, family, don't let people tie you up in things that you don't know nothing about here. Don't get caught up with this thing. The reality fact is, if that's not your knowledge, go learn. If you don't know, keep moving. Let them come to do whatever they come to do, if that's what they come to do, and make sure that you and your house, as for me and my house, Haile Selassie the First is the Almighty. See this right here? This sovereign flag. That's what this represents. Sovereignty. And in case you don't even, it says a Rasta flag. Well, yeah, but see this right here? That line right there, it represents sovereignty. Free. That's what that represents. Free. Free from all them ideologies and ideas that enslave your mind and keep you in a state of fear. Fear. And through fear, ignorance is prevalent. They say ignorance is bliss. No, it isn't. It's expensive, man. It costs you your soul. Forget your money. It'll cost you your soul. Know yourself, family. Take time to know yourself, man. Know yourself. The brother said it best. Witchcraft is the practice of the church, practice in the church. It is a practice in the church. Don't they drink blood and eat flesh symbolically? They practice. Man, let me stop it, man. I need plan to go there tonight, family. They practice a simulation of cannibalism in front of you, but the men that's in the highest stage in the back rooms got to do the real deal. They pretend to eat flesh and drink blood. Do this in remembrance of me, according to what you were told. Is that what he really said? So let me get this right. The Muslim cuts the ram, the Jew cut the lamb, the African cut the chicken, but for some reason the chicken is voodoo, but the ram is sacred and the lamb is holy. Wait. Let me get that again. So the Jewish people deal with the lamb and they kosher, they cut the lamb, they sacrifice, whatever. The Muslim deal with the ram, and that's cool. But the African that cut the chicken, he is wicked. He wicked. They all get it from this guy, which is funny because Islam and Judaism wasn't here before African spirituality. They all get it from us. They practice what we teach in their own cultural form, but somehow what we do, the originator is the wicked one, and they copy, their version of it is sacred. Then you got folks condemn. I don't even want to even go down that road because I go down that road at all, boy. Telling you, boy, look. Anyhow, family, that wasn't my plan tonight to even touch that really and truly, but that's how the spirit works, man. That's just how that go. Heaven said, well said, our ancestors would deal with this. Look, you see, you know what time it is, man. We gotta choose our battles. too much spookism in the church, man. Too much spookism. God have not given his people the heart of fear. Let me stop and down with that. Our children's lives are at stake. Why we scared and cowering and talking about who bury bones and bury mole and bury flag and bury this and bury that? We living beings. I don't know nothing about no burial and no death. We living, man. We living. Let the dead bury the dead according to the words of the Christ. You don't have time for that. We here. We gonna take care of them youths. We gonna take care of the people. We gonna take care of the elderly. We gonna take care of our community, man. And it's that simple. Full stop, man. Let them do. He said, I'm feeding them too much. Look, I ain't even begin, brother. I feel like, as a matter of fact, I was questioning myself recently as if I have not given enough, because it's like so much I can say. I be getting people messaging me, yo, you know what this? I be thinking, yes, but milk before meat. Milk before meat. A lot of people might watch this and don't know stuff. A lot of folks on here, I know a lot of stuff already. So I ain't gonna come and repeat what I know you already know. I'm gonna give, I'm here for those who don't know. Your role is to see the information, share it with the people you know that don't necessarily know, and those who might know, to bring them on board to add the strength. But we here to share that knowledge for those who don't have it. Collectively get on board and get it. Right now, Christmas coming up, for example. Let me give you a jewel real quick. Christmas coming up, and they put this in front of you all the time. Go Google the scene. What is it called? The nativity scene or something like that. The baby Jesus in the manger. Go visit the wise men, the 3 wise men. Although they know 3 wise men, we know that already. I did that challenge. There's no such thing as 3 wise men. It never existed. There are many wise men. But anyhow, go look at the picture that they put forward to you. I bet you see, and then those 3 men, usually they put 3 men. I bet one is a black man, and I bet he's wearing a red turban. Usually, if it's not red, it's going to be purple. If not red, purple. But usually is maroon, not red. Maroon, well, maroonish red, give or take. A black man. Why is that? The wise men are magi's. Magi's are sorcerers, what you call the voodoo man or the Obeah man. They're Obeah men. The Obeah men went to visit Christ and dwelt with him and stayed with him and brought frankincense and myrrh, the same frankincense and the same myrrh that people just want to condemn when the Rasta man burn it or the spirit man burn it. As a Christian, you taught you a Christian and you don't know these things and the use of these things and the purpose of these things. Who have demonized your culture to you? Who taught you that? Because whoever taught you that is lying to you. And if they lied about that, then what else are they lying about? Check your tithe and offerings. Look into that yourself. Anyhow, are you all for that? Are you all for that? I ain't no way come on here tonight to do. But the youths family, the youths, it's that kind of time. We got to defend them on a different level. So, well, that's basically it, man. We got 2 guests coming in this week. Oh, by the way, man, somebody tell me that it is officially confirmed. I don't know how true, but they say homie off the Starcom, the Star Pitch. What happened? What's going on with Starcom family and the brass tacks? The brass tacks. I wonder what brass tacks is by definition, because brass ain't got no value that kind of way. Anyhow, brass tacks. I think they need to rebrand. They don't need to rebrand that program. Politically Incorrect is where it's at. I ain't knocking Ron any crew, but to me, that's like a little publicity stunt. That's like people now interested in what's going on in brass tacks. It's like a soap opera now, family. What happening next? Who they gonna replace? So now people tuning in to find out what's going on. Real soap opera. That's the new days of our lives. But Politically Incorrect is where we get it correct. We interested in the facts. Speaking of facts, we got 2 guests coming in this week. I did announce I was going to tell you who one of them are. And yes, I'm going to have to keep my word on that. And so on Wednesday, well, I'll tell you before I go off. Stay tuned. Before I go off, I'm going to tell you. I ain't going to tell you just yet. But yeah, family, I meant to drop the line earlier. Wait, hold up. Where is it? I got a few minutes here, man. Let me open up the line real quick for anybody who is interested in calling, who is not shy. I put the link for the video, and don't nobody want to come on the video. So I'll leave it at that and see what's what. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know. And I know how it goes. Yes, everybody start like a classroom looking around and see who's who. But I ain't sure what happened on the radio, but if all goes well as well, we're supposed to have the doctor in the house on Friday as well. So we got a full week lined up to make some things happen. So we're gonna make some things happen. It is our time to rise, family. Tell a friend and tell a friend, so that we clear on where we stand. I know the direction that we're actually going in as a people. Because if we don't have a direction, we don't have bearings as to where we're going, any road is going to take us there. You see? I got a caller here. You want me to send you the link? You prefer to use the link or you want to use the phone? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, family. You want the link to come on or you want to use the phone? Choice is yours. Let me send you the link. Let me put the link to you, man. Hold on. Let me send you the link, man. So that you ain't gotta come on the phone. Let me send you the link, man. Let me send you the link, man. Or the link right there. You can use the link, family. You already know how that works. We have our resident, one of our day ones, just called. Yes, indeed. That's who I mean. That's who I mean. She has the platform for herself, and ain't nobody gonna be cutting her off. We ain't dealing with that at all. At all. But family, be sure to tell a friend to tell a friend. Like I said, a lot of things happening. This school situation, I think it's high time that we look at the bigger picture. The issue is not the tests. The tests expose the issue. And the issue is that this system has failed our children in ways we can't begin to comprehend. Education is too important to be playing with, especially in 2022 when you see the world is changing so fast and so quick. Cannot make that mistake at this point. That's not going to work in our interest, family. So tell a friend to tell a friend how this thing go. Politically Incorrect. We on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday at 8 p.m. You know, we appreciate all the support y'all give. Shout out to all the people who use the PayPal account and leave, some incentives to help out. We give thanks. And for sure, want you to make sure you email us at politically.in.correct246@gmail.com or give us a call on WhatsApp at 246 area code 838-8253. Give us a holler. All right, so family, you coming on with the video or you just gonna come in without the video? If so, turn the camera on. We have somebody here waiting to come on and share. Camera or no camera, let me know. All right, well, here you go, man. We going. Good night. You're live and on the air.
Divine greetings to you, fam, Emmanuel.
Why you got your camera off? Divine greetings to you too, sister. 360. Ninita.
Yes. ISIS here, ISIS 360. My page is banned for 7 days. Facebook after me all the time, so I can't comment.
You ain't get banned. You can't ban you. You still here. You still on Facebook. How you get banned? You still on Facebook.
Exactly.
All right. So they can't ban you. Talk to me, family.
Right. So divine greetings to the Politically Incorrect family. Thanks for all the love and support, and we're here for each other and everything.
That's right.
Now, I first of all, let's say it's a congrats to Marcia Reese. I have an issue with, because we want to stand up for the rights of the children. The problem is the rights of the adults are being trampled on, and the adults are not standing up for themselves. And I always know within myself, if you don't stand up for yourself, you can't stand up for no one else. Here's the thing.
Tell us what you mean.
Right. Now, there is a situation where I saw which they had a little press conference from Winston Clark, right? And it was very interesting because I watched some everything.
Right.
And it was very interesting that he said, because he was great, they were given permission, but this came from the person who was doing the reporting from the Nation newspaper.
Right.
And they said he was given permission for a press conference, but no one could have held up one placard. Is Barbados right now a police state? Are we really at war? Because it is one thing to say, so you are telling me strangers can go into our schools, abuse our children, but a placard with a message speaking to the abuse of these children,
Mhm.
you cannot hold up. So
Well,
are
let me
we
answer
really
your question.
ready?
Let me answer your
Yeah,
question.
sure.
Do you not remember a few months back they had some Asian whites? I said it out front, Bay Street actually. The
Yes,
children they had cards and anybody was out there and they had no issue with their placards and whatnot.
exactly. And they may have no permission either. They
Well,
just
they
decide to
don't know
pick
if
up
they
and
had or
go.
not. My point I want to make is how is it that one group gets permission to use cards advocating something that's precious to them, and another group
Yes.
advocating something precious to them are not given permission to use cards? How does that work?
Remember when there are two Barbados, it's 3 or 4. In one Barbados, I don't know, I just said it, sang it best. But my
Man,
other issue that I want to raise quickly
yeah, go ahead there.
is because I'm hearing that some of the parents are going forward with a lawsuit. Right now, we need some serious transparency. There were 5 schools being mentioned.
Hmm.
Queens College, we can
Hmm.
base on the memo, David Brown. I have a list of the principals, right?
Hmm.
Now, there's only one memo. So we could only say for me now, if I'm looking at the body of evidence and documentary evidence, which will hold up in a court of law, you can say Queens College came to the fore. Where are the 4 memos from Graydon Sealy? Where is the memo from St. George Secondary School? Where is the memo from Princess Margaret? And where is the memo from Coleridge and Parry?
But wait, hold on a
So to
second.
tell
Let me
me,
ask you a question. Let
yeah,
me ask you a question. Why is the memo so important?
the memo is very important because it is going to tell us what was on there. What did the principals send to the teachers or to all teaching
You
staff?
don't think that memo that came up from Queens College was sent to him? Basically, just the names were changed and it was just a carbon copy to all the schools?
Well, like I said, but again, documentary evidence.
Well, I'm
Because
almost certain that there is evidence, but I'll tell you something, Isis, and trust me on this. Despite the fact that these are questions that can be brought up, and I'm sure, like I said, the principals were notified, whether they called the staff in the room and spoke to them orally or through a document that was sent via email, WhatsApp, by airplane, folded on piece of paper. Is my thing is the most critical question I've had, and I've been asking this from the very beginning, and I've not yet heard anything, is who is this private consultant group that administered the test? To me, that is the most critical thing because it would speak volumes of the hidden agenda behind the so-called pretest / survey.
yes, because here is the thing too. One thing that we do know, you can't walk off the street. Okay, people like Raka 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 by
Mhm,
RPB, right? Shout
mhm,
out
mhm,
Sister
mhm.
Patricia Mason family. Yet still,
Okay.
RPB cannot walk off the street and go into none of these schools, primary or secondary school, without permission from the ministry to perform. They can't do that. Security is very, very tight. Here is the thing. No way you receive a memo that said it was sanctioned. A very important word was being used in that memo, sanction. This
Mhm,
is an order that came from the highest order. You have
mhm.
2 things going on. You have where people posing, because if you say to me, Emmanuel, I am sending Rosie, I'm sending ISIS from 360 publication, but I turn up now with a badge from politically incorrect, right?
You
Wait, wait,
getting
wait, wait,
kicked
wait.
out. You getting kicked
But you
out. I'm just
receive
telling you, you're getting kicked
exact.
out right off the top.
So 2 things have to happen. 2 things have to happen. They either came because if you send a principal something stating code.art, organized by code.art, it will be supervised by code.art. No way in the memo was IDB mentioned. No way in the memo. That is why everything was on code.art. So where did the principal come up with code.art? And if the
But that's
other
the
4
thing.
memos out there,
The principal didn't come up with it. That's what I'm trying to show you. The principal
right,
that's what I said. He got that. That was sent to him. This is what you're going to forward to your people. He just right now, right? He just the pawn on the board.
Exactly. So
He don't
here is the
know
thing.
what was coming, who was coming, when they were. He knew when they were coming and what they were coming to do. He can tell you
Ah,
what was no documents, none of the such. The people showed up there. He gave them a room. The students were already seated. Teachers left. The door was closed. That's what his instructions were, and he followed them like a good servant.
right,
should.
exactly. But here is the thing. So you got two things coming up. For me as a principal, no, you are coming. You either have to have code.org. You have two things going on, you know. If a principal receives something saying code.org organize this, you have to bring identification from code.org. Or you have to
No,
you have to
I
come
doubt.
with a
I
top
doubt that.
brass from the
I doubt
listen,
that.
you would have to come with top brass from the Ministry of Education. Because they tell me you can let anybody into these schools. You don't know who is who.
ISIS,
And
you
they
speak
can
into the
just
fire, ISIS. Trust when I tell you, people came in there, said we're from so and so. They didn't ask no questions. They didn't ask them, well, do you have those you have one of those badges? Can I see your listen, they got instructions from whoever made the phone call. Listen, I sent in so and so and so and so there. They may have given them their names, maybe not. I don't know. The point I want to make is when those folks came and said, yeah, I'm here to do the test X, Y, and Z, there was no questions asked. I am almost sure of that. Because a lot of these people in these positions just want to follow orders because they got the mortgage, they got the car notes, they got the children overseas, whatever. They don't want to lose that, man. They ain't ruffling
fam,
no feathers. They're not asking no questions at all.
you know who have been to the schools in Barbados through the ministry? The
Who
person
that?
connected to IDB. I think her name is Sabine Ogberg, the lady that had the chat.
Hmm.
She has been in the schools. I think it was Darrell Seeley or something, one of those schools, which was
Hmm.
back in 2019 or thereabout, right? So she have direct access to the secondary schools, and she's caught up in this nonsense. And this nonsense about nobody can be sued and all of this, that is nonsense. That is crap. That is foolishness. But I am
But
saying to the parents,
mhm.
I'm saying to the parents, especially the parents of those first farm students, when you're dealing with schools, there's protocols and procedures. You send something called a memorandum and it goes in the staff room. That's basic. That is basic. And you
Mhm.
have to be able to say, well, Emmanuel knew about it. He probably turned a blind eye. He probably went to the left. He probably went to the bathroom. But when he come back from the bathroom, it's going to be there in the staff room. It's going to be there for the teaching staff. There's a staff room, and who don't have a staff room, it is on the computers of the secretaries. So the parents of those four schools need to get on these first farm teachers or the teaching staff of those four schools I mentioned and let us get the memos in the public. Because I'll tell you another thing. You are
Mhm.
stating but because here is one of the ministry is telling so much lies.
But
And not
ISIS,
only they're insulting our intelligence,
let me tell you something,
right?
ISIS, on a serious
Hmm.
note. On a serious note, when you look at this from a strategy point of view, these little details that you might be looking for me, not that they won't come out. If this was to go to court, they will have to come out at that point. To put focus on it now is also distracting. Now, let me tell you why. Because while we are looking to find all this information, right? Check what's going on. The schools are now conducting surveys with these children who were who had taken part in this whole testing,
Hmm.
questioning them, collecting more data. All know that's going on. You know, these are things that need to be stopped with effective immediately. Um, then they got to take this information and forward it, I'm assuming, to the ministry. But don't forget the pre-test is if it's a pre-test, it gotta be a little. There's another part to it. So who's to say that this information, though, when the ministry collected according to what they originally agreed to, will not then forward that to the people who are expecting this information to come to them? Because don't forget, they took the money already, you know. So while we are here
Yeah,
debating teachers and principals and going back and forth, the old African saying, while the grass growing, the children starving. While we debating this stuff, children are going through all kind of stuff right now. Whether some, all, majority, a little bit. The point is, even if it's just one child, there's some things we need to start focusing on. I think the children are being overlooked and all this back and forth with the ministry and the nonsense going over and over. I think we need to pay more attention right now to the children. We could always, ISIS, get them details at court with a motion. That can't hide. Whether it come out in the public now or come out later, for me, that could wait. The children right now is the most important part we need to focus on. I don't know if you agree with that, but that's how we're looking at this.
No, I listen. I agree. I am in agreement with you, right? I'm in agreement with you. But you have a situation where you have people refuse to step down. This is like you abuse some person. Nobody seeks comfort and counsel in a rapist. Because even the young lady was the little white girl over in America, Elizabeth Smart. She played it smart. She was there. Remember, she was with them for a long time, for a few years. And when she saw the chance to move, she took it. She befriended them. She did what she had to do to stay alive. Survival was the name of her game. So she played it smart, and the pun was intentional, and she got away, but she headed for home, right? So nobody sees, because you allow them to abuse your children. You as a parent, you allow these people to abuse your children, and then when they give you a hotline, call 535-0707 to collect more data.
And we'll counsel Johnny, in case Johnny or little Mary Sue is disturbed. We'll see to it that they get the help they need. But guess what? They got all the documents of every child and what the answers the child gave. So when they juxtapose what the child is saying now against the survey test, who knows what intentions they really have for this whole thing.
And then remember, if the front page is correct, the date of birth, they had to put the date of birth there. So that front page alone, even before you get to any questions, the front page alone would tell you, hey, the ministry knew what was up. And I definitely, just like you, don't buy that no one saw those survey questions, because the chief said, oh, she only discovered what happened in June. But here's the thing. So then they let you look at the survey questions that coming up in September. Like, seriously, why didn't they give you these survey questions from in June? How you know to question them?
Man. All distractions.
All distractions, right?
That's to get the emotions of people wired up. So why we getting all wired up? We wired up on part 1. They then moved on to part 2, going into part 3. Sis, I want to thank you though. But we're gonna shut this off. I want you to do me a favor.
Yeah, sure.
I want you to do me a favor before you go though. You've been on here, if I'm not correct, from pretty much day 1, going back to last year. When we first started this joking, but the two clothespins, the ironing board,
and the ironing board.
All right then. We come a long way, man, and we've addressed a few issues, gotten some resolution for some we're still looking into. We've spoken to nurses going through challenges, families, children, mothers and daughters, teenagers, confession of teenagers working in strip clubs at 14 in Barbados, the sister who escaped, all kind of stuff. We've spoken to ministers, doctors in Barbados, doctors regionally, doctors internationally, all across America. I mean, legit people. And all we have done, family, is just share the information. You personally have done so a whole lot. So I want to take this opportunity, me personally, tomorrow self, ISIS. I have had this. You watching me, or you just listening, or can you see the screen?
I can see you.
You can see me? Tomorrow, yes. I'm bringing this for you. Tomorrow self, I am bringing this for you. Remember this?
Yes, the badge that I
yes, the badge that was always yours on the desk. So ISIS, yes. I want to say thank you personally for your continual support, because if nobody else is here, it's be you in the cut, supporting, inboxing, sending messages as well. I just want to say thank you for always being my number one from day one. You know what I mean? There's a few other ones on here, some here and some abroad. But I definitely want to say big up to ISIS, everybody, Kinetic Energy.
One happy family. Thank you guys so much.
Even in the midst of all of this, your mom transition, I remember that too. And so this is for you and the family and for holding it strong all the while, despite all you've been going through. We say we love you. We thank you for being here, family. All right?
Thank you so much. Divine light, love, and blessings to all. Fire, 360 degrees.
That's right. Militant soul, man. Militant
soul.
That's right. Thanks, sis.
Okay.
Blessings. Yo, Day one, family, day ones. Day ones don't go. I mean, tomorrow self, you get this here to the sister, man. This long overdue. Long overdue. Shout out to Lana, by the way. Can't look at this and not shout out Lana without question. You know what I mean? She the one that introduced those to this platform. So yeah, though, enough respect, family. No, listen, as a matter of fact, I can play that tune again for the sister. We played it earlier. I had to kind of chop it up a little bit because, you know, the whole rights and regulations and this and that and this and third. This is Warfare. Special requests. Y'all know who you be. This is Warfare, family. Yes. Yes.
Stirring up the dragon in my head. Blood bubbling like a boy might have full. Whole of ears or at least get a page from the dread. Tired of the perverts, loosen the
Teach the family.
destruction of innocence.
Teach the youths early.
The battle with the demon. Sure say
Teach the youths early what we learn. What we learn late, family. Teach them early what we learn late.
to make an example of a guy or a woman for that matter. Who would ever dare to try? See through the future is dependent on the youth where we are built.
Yes.
Warfare. This is not
This is warfare. This is not a drill.
we feel folly full and want to fraternize.
Warfare, not a drill.
Cover freak better know to keep them eyes up. Judgment on a beast who trying to get around.
Warrior queens.
No touching or assaulting.
Trendy children.
Them the kind of evil bring a permanent curse and I ask me
How to defend yourself.
and destruction to anyone.
How to protect the family.
Attention for the young one. It is the mightiest of love with which I interface. Love by any means necessary where it concerns this case. We are not afraid to make an example of a guy or a woman for
More life, family. More life.
there to try. See through the future is dependent on the youth where we are built. This is warfare. This is not a drill yet. We are not afraid.
Shout out to the Trinidad family.
Example of a guy or a woman for
Queen Omega.
who would ever dare to try.
Jalifa.
Future is dependent on the youth.
Queen Kashite. You don't know.
This is warfare. This is warfare. This is warfare. This is warfare. This is not a drill. This is
Homeschool, family. Homeschool. Take your youths out to the school, family. I'm telling you straight. St. Corfu University. Remember that name? St. Corfu University. Remember that name, family.
schooling. It will take a village. Tribal council. Sister circle.
Sister Circle.
Unafraid.
Unafraid, family. Rise, black woman, rise.
The true the future is dependent on the youth where we are built. This is warfare.
This is not a drill.
Be unafraid.
Feel the energy, family. Feel the energy, man.
Lioness order.
Yes,
'Cause this is warfare.
this is not a drill. This is not a drill. This is not a drill, family. Unafraid. Janine. This is not a drill, family. This is warfare. Go check that joint out, family. Go check that out, man. I see you win. Respect, family. Ricardo, I feel so too. I feel so for sure. About that time. Cha, raining, like rain. Let the rain pour, man. Family, here we're getting all right. We give thanks for everyone that tune in, early, tune in, mid, tune in at this point. We going to just wrap it up, man. Like I said, I have this announcement to make. We have a special guest coming in on Wednesday, all the way from UK. And it's an honor to even have this conversation with this individual, and I did say I was going to tell you who it is. And so without further ado, allow me to introduce none other than, I should get the drum roll, right? His name is Martin Ford. He's a QC. And I think that's going to be a quite interesting conversation, quite frankly. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You don't want to miss that, man. That's, to use the words from 19 Keys, that's definitely a high-level conversation. Because at this point, family, we could be emotional about everything that's going on, or we can be strategic about everything that's going on. Because believe you me, a lot is going on. Those who have eyes to see, let them see, man. Those who don't, well, enough you can do about that at this point, family. Just stay tuned, stay wise, and open your eyes and realize politicians do tell lies. That should not come as a surprise. You see what I'm saying? So stay wise. What is the ignorance of our own ignorance? Knowing yourself, family. Knowing yourself. That's the key. Knowing yourself is the key. The bottom line. Know yourself, because education is the progressive discovery of our own ignorance. Education is too important to be leaving in the hands of individuals who clearly at this point have shown us that they have a different agenda and they don't have the children's interests at heart, but they own agenda, whatever that is. They own alphabet soup agenda, whatever that is, family. So yeah, serious, family. Pay attention, family. It's that time. So yeah, Phil. Yeah, Phil. It's that time. Yeah, he coming on board. He on board. Brother right there, deep. I give thanks. Knowledge, man. You know, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Well, let me get the knowledge, family. Let's not be destroyed. Let's save the children, man. Time to save our offspring for generations to come. You all have a blessed, full, joyful night. And, you know, remember, family, this is warfare. This is not a drill here. Haile Selassie the First, Empress Reserve Menin. One perfect balance. Remember that, family. Leave the youths alone, family. Leave the youths alone, man. Enough is enough, man. Let me just protect them here. Take them out the schools, man. Take them out the school, man. Get back to the land, family. Unafraid, man.